Well, welcome. Come on in. You have joined the Cosmic Watch. And for the next hour, we will be looking at the skies and doing readings for people here in the chat room. I'm Franklin, your astrologer, and I do personal readings. That's right. You'll find me at weforetell.com. And also right here on YouTube, we offer free things such as the horoscopes and tarot card lessons, and also compatibility videos where we put the signs together and show what comes of this. And if you like what you see, please hit the thumbs up, because it really does make a difference, and we do thank you for your support. And we have a chat room here for our subscribers, and first to join us tonight is SJ. Good evening, SJ. Good to have you along with us tonight on this the first day of December, as we begin the last month of the year, keeping in mind that this year is going to end the very same way it began, with a 2-week Mercury retrograde. Remember, back in January, the first 2 weeks of the year, we began with a retrograde, and now beginning on the 15th of December, running through the end of the year, it's another retrograde from Mercury. And SJ is asking, will things be okay with money? So for SJ, will the money situation solve itself? Things have been so up in the air financially this year. Next year, we moved from this year being a 7. Next year will be an 8. And that's much better for money, much better for finances. SJ, if I ask what's going on with your money right now, are things going to be all right? The answer is yes. Yes. What the changes you're making, the new information you're adding, maybe taking a class or whatever, this is you as learning. This is you learning on the job how to make more money. So yes, things are going to improve. And when will that happen? I would say before this year is over, probably within the next 2 weeks, before we go into this retrograde. So if we look at next year for you, SJ, if we looked at the coming 12 months, you can see that because you let others know what you want and let others know what you need. This is a 3. This is about expressing yourself, about telling the world what it is they can do for you. There are so many things in this world that come to us from strange sources. And this is because the spirit world moves in very mysterious ways. And the spirit world can come to you. Let's say your life is hanging by a thread. You are not going to say thanks but no thanks to any help that appears out of the blue, even if it's from your enemies, even if it's from your enemies showing pity on you so they can tell everybody else how far down you've gone. If you refuse the help that comes from outside the box, that comes from outside of your pride's comfort zone, you're saying no to God. Oh, and boy, doesn't that cause problems? Yes, it does. Okay, now we've got Arv saying, SJ, you have to share your card reading with me. Okay. So now, um, ARV, I'm not sure who I've got here. Can you give me a question, and we'll try and move uh, through with you there. Because SJ, it's going to get better for in next year, and that's for everybody. This year, being a 7, this year your guides have been trying to lead you in the right direction by having financial need. This is how they get your attention, your health, your finances. This is what you are willing to change right now. And this is why your guides use your health and your finances to be able to uh, steer you in the right direction, to give you the omens that you need to be able to move through this world. And here's Kika joining us again this week. Kika, any special questions, or would you rather that we just turn a card and find out? Okay, okay. So now here's Arv. Question is how to stop procrastinating. I need to move on to new chapters. How should I execute that plan? Ooh, man, to get things going, you have to release the past. What happens as we go through the steps of this particular life, when we find a step like you have right now that's comfortable, we can get stuck in the rut. The reason things aren't moving for you, the reason that you feel the need to procrastinate and give yourself more time, is you haven't ended the old. You haven't released the past. You use things that come to you, you share them, you're thankful for them, and then you have to release them. No matter how good or bad something is, there comes a time when you have to release it back into the universe so it can keep fulfilling its purpose, right? You're not the only person in the universe that's going to be affected by this. Kika says, when do we see total reconciliation with Ty? Okay, so we've talked about this person before, right? And looking for total reconciliation. So that means that you've tried and it hasn't worked, that it didn't stick, right? That somebody wasn't really ready for that reconciliation. So is that still in the cards? Is reconciliation coming? Yes, it is. And this is a gift to you from the universe. This is you getting what you deserve, and getting what the spirit world knows that you deserve. Uh, Thank you from SJ and Kika. And the if you were born today, this of course is a Sagittarius day, and the moon sign changed today, this afternoon. We went from Cancer as the moon sign, tranquil, peaceful Cancer, into Leo. And Leo's all about adventures and change and romantic adventures and getting out and doing things. We're in the fire sign Sagittarius, and the moon sign is also in a fire sign Leo. So this is the time to take action, to be proactive, to not wait and just react to the situation. This is where you can get in front of the curve and take the action that you've been waiting to take. Or that's what I saw with you was what needs to happen. You've been holding off for a while already. And when you take this action, it's going to lead you right in to the Mercury retrograde, and you're going to see an instant repeat, instant karma. What you put into that situation over the next 2 weeks is going to come right back at you in the last 2 weeks of this year. So it's really a time for karma here in the 12th month. This is this particular day in Chinese astrology. If you are born today in Chinese astrology, that makes you the 2023 is the year of the rabbit, and so you are a rabbit, and your element to go along with being a rabbit, your element is water. You are a water rabbit. These people have such an aura about them. They have an almost fairy tale appearance. They are beautiful, exotically beautiful people, and they use that mysterious air that they have to make others respect them. They being rabbits, they're extremely gentle, sensitive people. And here's something to know about the water rabbits. They have the ability to pretend, to act like they're mad. Some water rabbits are Orson Welles, Nicolas Cage, Angelica Houston, Sidney Poitier, the great actors. They are able to pretend anger in their real life, and they do this in order to manipulate other people to get their way. They know that if they show enough bluster, imagine Orson Welles, that people will get out of their way. They will just let them do whatever they want to do. If you mix two rabbits together, if a rabbit and a rabbit get together, two rabbits know that they can be better together. Two is better than one. And these water rabbits, the people who are born today, are also Sagittarians. And in numerology, the date today adds up to 20. So they are a 2 plus 0 equals 2. A 202, which is my number. So I know very well what goes on with the 202s, and it's all about, of course, having cooperation with other people. That's what 2 is, right? Is, do you cooperate with others, or do you pretend to cooperate with others and then get mad about it because you're doing all the work? People with the 202 have a real tendency to overdo in their relationships, to do all the work, and then end up getting mad about it and withdrawing their emotions from that particular person or scene or scenario. And what you notice is they just get very quiet, and they expect you to notice, right? To feel what's in their heart and what's in their mind, and because they won't tell you, this is what makes it very hard for people to deal with 202s. And if you are born today, indeed, you are a ninth house Sagittarian, so you're gonna seek the truth. You'll go to any limits, any length, travel any distance if you're going to get the truth when you get there. Sagittarius is a truth seeker. They're the archer, right? And the thing about the archer is he shoots that arrow so high it goes completely out of sight. Sagittarians want the next level of education. They want what they can't see, what they don't have, and they're willing to put in the work to get it. It's higher education. There's always higher education. There's always something else to learn, and this is the great lesson that we learn from Sagittarius. And we're all under the influence right now of the sun sign being in Sagittarius, and we are all being very influenced by the ruler of Sagittarius, and that is the gigantic planet Jupiter, the planet of ever increasing good fortune, sometimes increasing too much. The lesson of Sagittarius is you can be overserved, even with good things. You can get too much of even a good thing, and it's a great lesson to learn that greed leads you in the wrong direction. And this is why we all study these things about each other, so we'll know more about each other and, of course, more about ourselves. SJ says, do you see my health improving? Is SJ's health going to get better? And we're talking about within the next 30 days, maybe. Yes. SJ, this is you taking control of the health, whatever it is, whatever regiment or therapy that needs to happen, you're going to do. This is you nurturing yourself, putting yourself not above other people, but just on the same level, doing for yourself what you would do for someone else. This is the great lesson of the 202, is you have to 202s have to find balance within themselves, and the greatest part of that balance is what you do for others, balanced against what you do for yourself, what you ask for, what you allow God to give you. And here's Arv saying, I'm a golden rooster and grateful too. Ooh, man, rooster's got to crow. That's right. Rooster has to express themselves. They they can't hold it inside, or it becomes a physical blockage. You know, energy is real. Energy is material, and energy can get stuck inside of you if you don't let it blow out. It's like anger. If you let it build up, it becomes a volcano, and sooner or later, somebody's going to say the wrong thing, and you're just going to explode. You don't mean to. You just have to let the pressure off. You know, the pressure of this world comes to tell us to quit. There's no sense in trying anymore, because you have already made God mad in your past lives. You brought this baggage into this life and you didn't even know it, right? So this this anger that can be stirred up inside of you is being stirred up to keep you from your enlightenment. Anger and hate are not pathways; they're endings. They're closed doors. They're doors that you have slammed, and you're not even going to try anymore. Anger and hate are the most base feelings that a human being can have. It's that first chakra where people get stuck in that first chakra and just can't get past the animal lust that drives so many people. Here's Heather coming into the chat room. Heather says, "I have a Zoom next week info session about fostering with Diacon. Will foster soon." Okay, so Heather is trying to get into a program to be a foster parent. Is that what we're looking at here? Will you get someone to foster soon? Yes, you will, and you'll get the right one. You this is the old cycle ending and bringing the new cycle in. And this new cycle is what you're looking for here, Heather. This is exactly what is going to happen, and it's going to happen in a way that's good for everybody. So the people that you're trying to help are going to really appreciate what you're doing, and that's the greatest reward of all. It is. It's an awesome thing. This is the luck card. This is couldn't be any better. This is you getting past just getting what you want. This is getting what you need and being content with it, knowing that it came just to you, just for you, and it came to show you that you're on the right path. When everything goes smoothly and falls into place, this is how your guides say, keep doing what you're doing. You know, when every light turns red and you're late every time, this is your guides telling you to stop doing what you're doing. Whatever it is, it served its purpose. You've gotten all the good out of it. It's time to release it and move along. Heather says, I'm feeling a boy 6 or older. So Heather is looking for the foster child, and she feels as though what she's seen is a boy about 6 or maybe a little older. Is that the truth? It almost looks like it was the truth, and circumstances have changed. The situation has evolved. The one that you're seeing is not going to come, because there are 2 others, not one but 2, maybe a brother and sister, who need you desperately. It's the perfect fit. That's what's coming, and that's the reason that what you had seen, I don't think it is going to come through. So it will work out beautifully for you, because you see what you're going to do, Heather, is cross that river there. You're going to come across that stream, see the bridge just downstream. These people who are coming to you, these souls who are coming to you, are going to lead you into the new phase of your life. They're going to open the door for you to be able to be the generous soul that you know you are. And I am too. I've got a tear in my eye, and that's how I know I'm telling the truth. That's how my guides. I'm choking up, and this is how my guides tell me that what I'm saying is the truth. And this is a situation, Heather, that's going to work out ideally for everybody. This is the big picture. Everybody finding their place. And to find it together is just the most beautiful thing in the world. We all need cooperation with each other. Arv says that this is so beautiful. And these are the things that we live for in life. This is why life is fun. When we can join together in common joy, be happy for each other. What a wonderful thing. So many people find it impossible to have joy for other people and to not have greed. Oh, boy, I wish I had that. Boy, what I could do with that. It's to be able to be happy for someone else to receive. That allows you to be worldwide, to take karma from the entire world and to accept it. There's so many things that are offered to us that we just no, not now, not now. And that is saying no to God. And that's a mistake. Because when you say no, when you turn down an offer for help, this makes your guides come at you stronger. They first tried to slow me down with an easy heart attack. Well, it took a second one to actually get it done. But when you do slow down, you can appreciate the things that are in this world, that are put in this world for you to enjoy. There's so much. There's so much that can be done together. People joining forces and for the common good. This is why we're here. It is to work together and to be able to help each other to find our enlightenment. I mean, we're all headed somewhere, right? But the whole idea is that we will learn to love each other instead of hating each other. Once everybody on earth loves each other and we can all stand up and say, we're together, God will hear us and we'll be able to see God when we all go together. This is why it's so important to help each other. As we're climbing that mountain towards God, to assist our fellow climbers. Don't push somebody else down the mountain just to make you appear to be higher than they are. And something you really have to keep in mind when you're climbing the mountain in your life. You and your soulmate are both climbing the same mountain at the same time, but probably on opposite sides. And as you go higher and higher, when one of you actually gets to the top, it's not likely that the other one's going to be right there. We often have to wait when we get to the top of our mountain. Every time you get to the top of the mountain, you're able to see the next mountain, right? So when you get to the top of a mountain in your life, very often you have to wait. You have to wait for your partner, your soulmate. Wait for your other half to come on up. Everybody Everybody operates at different speeds. Enlightenment comes at different rates to different people. And time is a meaningful concept only to we humans right here in this life on this earth. Angels, if an angel tells you good things are near, they might just be saying that it's going to come in the next few lifetimes. It's near, it's close. There is no time in the spirit world. Miracles often take more than one lifetime to fully come into existence. This is why expectations cause disappointment and disillusionment. And expectations are given to us by the fallen angels who want to slow our enlightenment. Why? The fallen angels are afraid of what's going to happen when humans reach their enlightenment. Will this put humans above the angels in the eyes of God? This is what they're frightened of. This is why they're trying to slow down our enlightenment by putting all of the temptations out there in the world, all of the illusions that are put out in the world. You know, the flying saucer scare that's coming back right now, all of these amazing sightings of spacecraft that are doing things that defy physics, all began in 1947 when the fallen angels used a shape-shifting illusion. It wasn't hard. The idea was already in everyone's mind. Everybody had this idea of flying saucers, little green men. It wasn't hard to put the illusion of those flying saucers into the eyes of certain people. And the whole idea, it was for the fallen angels to drive a wedge between humans, keep us apart. Don't let us work together. And the also to give us disillusionment with the government, to not believe anything that they tell us, because they literally don't know anything about this. So what is happening now is an update. The fallen angels evolve the same as you and I, the same as God, always evolving, changing. The goalposts move, right? The fallen angels are under the same mandate as the heavenly angels, and that is to push humans towards their enlightenment. But the fallen angels invented advertising and political propaganda, and the fallen angels can lie to you in order to push you towards what they think is the quickest way for you to reach enlightenment. So, the entire game being played by the fallen angels is to make us fearful of each other, so we won't work together. It's been going on ever since Adam and Eve. The fallen angels came to earth before there were humans, right? The fallen angels were sent to earth to make it ready for humans for it to be a testing ground for humans to have all of these temptations. Anything you can imagine in your human mind can be produced as an illusion by the fallen angels, right up to the point of making you think that they are heavenly angels. Ooh! Now, a fallen angel is the only being in this universe that can assume the visage of an angel. They can turn into pure light that gives a human awe and shame and makes them do what the angel is telling them to do. This is why so many people do the wrong thing, because a fallen angel has come to them in the guise of an angel and told them that they get special dispensation. Their crimes are not anything, because whatever it is they're doing, be it good or bad, is moving them towards their enlightenment. And the fallen angels, being the inventors of advertising, tell humans that they've already done something so bad that there's no way they can make it up to God. You might as well just go ahead and enjoy yourself. Have a good time with all the other sinners out there. Why not? For all you know, this is going to be your last life anyway. That feeling of helplessness that so many people have in this modern world, thinking that they're lost and there's nothing they can do. This is the feeling that comes from the fallen angels to try and slow our enlightenment. The only way we'll ever find true enlightenment is if we all go together, if we all proclaim our love for each other to God. God's listening. God's always waiting. This is why we're here on this earth, is to be able to prove to God that we're better than the way we've treated the animals. That's right. Think about the animals. There's a great hidden fact in this world that has been hidden away. And it is that the commandment to not kill covers humans, animals, and all those who are getting revenge. And that covers an awful lot of death. These are the things that the fallen angels give humans to consider as we try to improve ourselves through multiple lifetimes. And this is really the big reason that the fallen angels are mad at humans. It's because they think that we are going to be able to be perfected by having multiple lifetimes and coming back and trying again. This means that in only one of your multiple lifetimes will you have to be perfect. Being perfect is a completely strange concept. Only God could be perfect. So we have to accept the fact that we are imperfect And we also have to accept the fact that we have a forgiving God. That God is not who we've been told God is. God is a forgiving God, not a punishing God. And that right there is huge. It means you'll get another chance. It means everything doesn't depend on one lifetime, one roll of the dice. You have a chance to actually evolve. The first rule of evolution says every path has to be taken sooner or later. You have to explore each of those paths to their fullest. Maybe they're all dead ends, but you have to find out. You have to move yourself through these lifetimes and learn from the past. What is it we're supposed to learn from our past? Not to repeat it. Do not repeat the past in the same way with the same attitude of thankful or non-thankful as you did, because it's a waste of time. To not learn anything from the past, this is the great mistake. That we have past lives so we can learn from them. Nobody's perfect. You're not expected to be perfect. You will never have a perfect life. And if you do, when you do, you will then, as you don't need any more reincarnations, you will become a spirit guide. That's right. That as we end this cycle, when this life ends, you are the one who is going to review everything you did in this life and everything you said in this life, and to decide, to make the decision yourself. Am I enlightened? Do I need another life? And by leading those multiple lives, we improve. We get better. We're getting better all the time. The thing that brings us all together, every human, every animal on this earth breathes the same air. The air that we breathe today is made up of the same molecules that have been recycling over and over for eternity. And that air that we all must breathe every day contains all of history. It contains all the consequences. It contains all the karma, good and bad, ever produced by all humans on this planet. And we breathe that air every day. That's the air that causes the weather that we have. The changing, ever-changing weather that is so karmically inspired. Weather events are so big to tell humans that they cannot survive alone. They have to have each other. They have to work together to be able to survive. So everything that happens on this earth happens to bring us closer and closer together. To know that God is inside of every human body. Every human body. God is your soul. The human body is this wonderful construction that can hold both your spirit and God's spirit. It's where humans and God can commune with one another. And if you listen, God speaks to you through your own voice. The spirit world always uses the voice that you will trust most. That's your own. And the spirit world always comes to you in a vision that you will believe and trust. That's almost always your gender and your race. Now, when you think that this has happened to everyone who's ever been on earth, you see where prejudice comes from. You see where it's born, where it grows. If we all accept that God is within all of us, we all accept that we're exactly alike, that we are all working in the same direction, where we're building the Tower of Babel, which cannot be built by any one person. It has to be a construction put together by every soul that's on this earth, working with their spirit guides to reach our enlightenment, to be able to take every path, to follow the plan of God. This is all planned out. At some point in the universe, the mind of God awoke from the dream state and began thinking thoughts. The first thought was of others. It created the angels who are timeless, the angels who are here created to be with God forever. Adam and Eve were created to live forever, just like the angels. Adam and Eve came into this world with no need for greed. They didn't have to take care of their kids, didn't have to outdo the neighbors. And they had no need for lust because there was no need to reproduce and have offspring. Adam and Eve were meant to live forever. It's the fallen angels who whispered to Adam and Eve, you know, you're the only ones that God won't let eat from that tree. People have been deceived forever. This world is a test. It's all a trial, a test for us. And Adam and Eve failed the original test. And you know what? God didn't send them to hell. God forgave them. God gave them another lifetime. Let them reincarnate. That's wonderful news. God's not a punishing God. God's a loving God. God wants us to find our enlightenment, but we have to find it. We are responsible for finding our own enlightenment. We have to do it. And it's like taking responsibility is an awfully big thing. The fallen angels can get away with what they do because they balance it out by showing the rest of the world what a fool you are and bringing shame and ridicule to you. The fallen angels will turn on you. They'll take you to a certain point, get you hung out, and then they'll leave you hanging there. They want you to appear foolish to other humans. Fallen angels invented multitasking. Think about that for a minute. The fallen angels invented multitasking so humans would make mistakes, be forced to make mistakes, and other humans would see them making all these mistakes and no longer trust them to make decisions about their own fate. Men telling women what to do, young trying to tell the old what to do, the old trying to tell the young what to do. These are the reasons for all of the problems that we have, these wars between young and old and men and women, and it's not the way to find God. We all have to work together. The fallen angels do everything they can to put a wedge between people, to keep us from working together, keep us frightened of each other. It's that feeling that makes the world what it is today. I mean, we all get together and we pray for God's natural order. And what we get is the violence and the chaos that comes from authority imposing order on the people. Everything that we have in this world today, we created. And everything can be changed. That's the good news. Everything, including God, is constantly evolving, constantly changing, constantly growing and learning. God is learning from humans and angels trying to live together. It's a learning process. Everything that happens on this earth is a learning process. And for us to not learn from the past is a huge mistake. That's to not learn from your own past is to not accept the help that God is trying to give you. God is trying to show you personally exactly this leads to this. You do this is going to happen. And the fallen angels want us to believe that we've already done something to offend God, that it's already too late. We're already past the point of no return in our spiritual life. This is what the fallen angels want us to believe, so we will give up. That is their fondest hope, is that humans will just give up the same way that Adam and Eve did when they were thrown out of the Garden of Eden. They were so depressed that they jumped into the ocean. They jumped off of a mountain. They tried several times to commit suicide, and they did. And each time they were brought back by God. We're told they were brought back by the Word of God. And I take that to mean the empathy, the compassion. God felt sorry for Adam and Eve. And rather than burn them in hell, he allowed them to learn from their mistakes. This is what we're all doing here on earth. And the lesson for us is to give each other some slack. No matter how foolish other people appear to be, they have their own life. They have their own karma. They have their own lessons to learn. And what we have to know is that some people can't be helped. Why? Because they have yet to learn their lesson. Their guides have them in a situation where they are going to, sooner or later, learn what they're supposed to learn from this. But they haven't yet. It hasn't soaked in on them yet. So they're still not able to take healing. They're not able to accept it into their bodies. So we have to keep trying. Don't give up. That's what the fallen angels want you to do, is give up. Think that you've already done something that's so bad, such as eating red meat. There was a scripture that forbade eating red meat that was removed from the Bible by the Roman Emperor back in the 1st century. And the eating of the animals, the eating of red meat, slows your enlightenment. But it doesn't stop it. It merely slows it. Nobody's perfect. You're not going to have a perfect life. You do the best you can. You try to know good from bad, good from evil. What you don't want to do is fall in to that endless pit of returning the evil that other people give you. Returning evil for evil is never the way. This gets nothing done. It hurts your karma. To take revenge on anyone hurts your karma. Forgiveness is the key to all doorways in this universe. Forgiveness will open every door for you. But sometimes we have to stand and wait. And it's that wait that makes us lose our faith, lose our faith in ourself and our own connection to God. And like I say, sometimes miracles take more than one lifetime to happen. So this is the reason that we keep on trying. And that's because we're human. And it's the human thing to do. That's our hour. And I'm Franklin, your astrologer. And I would like to thank all of our participants here in the chat room tonight. And remember to hit the thumbs up button to show your support. So until next week, same time, same place for the Cosmic Watch, I'm Franklin. Thanks for being here.